What's going on, everybody? My name is Albert and I'm from masterballtraders.store. On today's topic, I am going to be discussing something that I'm probably going to be getting a lot of flack for, but that's fine because I am used to it. But just hear me out, guys. We're going to be discussing why I think that you should be rolling over your 151 profits into other sets, other Scarlet and Violet sets, other sets are about to go out of print, such as Prismatic Evolutions. And I have some reasons on why this makes the most logical sense in an investment point of view. So let's get into it. All right, we're going to start off with the obvious. The obvious is that Pokemon 151 is not in print anymore and Prismatic Evolutions is. Now, why does this matter? It matters because what happens to the price when something is going out of print or not in print anymore? Well, it rises, right? But when does it actually do that? It does that not when it's out of print, it does that right before. So the excitement, all this demand that people wanted to get into 151 because it was going out of print is now gone because it's out of print. So we're not getting any more 151. That means that we have to be used to the secondary market prices. Aside from maybe some backstock coming out, here and there with tins, this is a product that has seen its growth potential, its high growth potential for the short term, and has established a current floor now. Now, what benefits does that give you for short-term future investing? Well, not many, guys. What does that mean? It means that we have already established the return on investment in the short term for the product 151. Now, in a real scenario here, what most logical people would do, okay, if I already have this certain amount that I profited, what do I do with either some of it or all of it in order to get the most return in the future? Well, you invest into another product that you see a great return in the short-term to long-term future. And what product is that? Guys, the only set that comes to my mind is Prismatic Evolutions. Now, Prismatic right now is currently in a dip because we are getting the reprints, we're getting the other waves that Prismatic is bombarding us with. And guys, if we are talking about just demand in general, Prismatic blows 151 out of the water. Now, I'm not saying put all of your 151 into Prismatic. I'm saying be logical about the situation. If we don't see a long-term, short-term high enough growth for 151, then it makes more sense to put it into something that will give us that. Now, why do I think that Prismatic is going to do that? Well, we have 6 more months left of printing Prismatic. That means that it's still coming out in stores, which means it creates this artificial dip because there's more supply coming out into the market, which means a lot of people either get, they get scared, they sell off their supply, or it just brings the price down because a lot more people can get it at MSRP. Now, this is great for us because what do we have? We have profits for 151. Now we can actually exchange those into getting into Prismatic at such a low cost, even if you're getting it at the secondary market, or if you're lucky enough to get it at MSRP because you still are able to get it there. Now, why do I say that Prismatic is going to be such a great potential and great return on investment with whatever we put into it? Well, when we're comparing it to 151, guys, we see much more of a demand with Prismatic products than we do with 151. And we can see that just by going on TCG Player right now. And you can see the 151 ETB box that's going for 600 right now. There's been 3 sold in the last day. Now, if you look at Prismatic Evolution ETB boxes, guys, they're averaging around 150 to 160 right now. There's more than 70 being sold a day. Guys, this is a huge increase because you see the fact that a lot more people want Prismatic and a lot more people are seeing this opportunity because we are in such a dip with it right now. One of the other reasons I believe that Prismatic is going to do so well is the fact that it's so hard to get that chase card, to get that Umbreon. Because the fact is that 151, even though it has the original 151 Pokemon, guys, the Charizard is easy to get, the Blastoise is easy to get, the Venusaur is easy to get, the legendary birds are easy to get. Guys, there's a lot of cards in there that are just easier to pull because it's easier hit rates attached to them. So what does that make everyone do? It doesn't make people open up 151 like crazy. It makes people open up Prismatic like crazy because they're literally ripping it for the chase card in there. Not to mention that the actual set value between the two, 151 is nowhere near as close to Prismatic, just because it's easier to get the 151 cards than it is to get the Prismatic ones. Guys, this raises the price of the cards inside the box, and what does that do for the sealed product? It raises it as well, because they have to go hand in hand in the long run. Now, I don't want to get too much into Prismatic on why it's so great, why it's so awesome. I have other videos talking about that, the God Packs, you know, the hit rates, the evolutions, everything, right? The main thing that I'm trying to tell you guys is that there are better opportunities for you guys to take your realized gains already that you've already made from these older sets like 151 and put them into newer and up and coming sets are going to be going out of print, especially before the printing factories are going to be open. These sets are the ones that are going to be able to grow the quickest, the most, and have the best ROI as far as your money goes. So yeah, so I'm not a Prismatic fanboy, but I am a Prismatic fanboy. But you can do this move with other sets like Surging Sparks. You can do it with like Destined Rivals. You can do it with other sets that are out there. The main thing that I see is Prismatic having such a bigger just growth rate, and I just see it having so much growth potential in the future for all of us. So I mean, hey, if I gotta keep screaming, get some Prismatic and load up right now to you guys on every video, then I guess I will. But that is enough for this video. I am glad that you guys tuned in. I'm sorry it was such a short video, but hopefully you guys learned something, and I will see you guys on the next one. Visit my site because I do have some brand new ETB cases on display for you guys. So see you guys at masterballtraders.store. Until next one.